Welcome back to another episode of ROC Boys Football. Today we are breaking down day 3 of the NFL Combine. This one was probably the most exciting day. Just some freak athletes on the defensive line and also some linebackers. We're going to start with the linebackers because there's a couple guys that I really want to note. First off, Troy Anderson. This is not surprising. He was clocked as the third fastest GPS guy, defensive player, GPS at the Senior Bowl. I mean, this dude can absolutely move. You watch his quarterback highlights from Montana State when he's a true freshman, he looks like Cam Newton. I mean, he's just nobody can tackle him. He's rising on my board because he's a really smart linebacker too. Channing Tindall, kind of had a feeling he'd run that fast. Still, what are your thoughts on Channing Tindall as a prospect?
Yeah, I mean, you got to put him right up in the top 5 at least, I think so. For linebackers. I mean, I guess you wish you saw more tape. I think you wish that with all the Georgia linebackers besides, we should say, N'Kobe.
Yeah.
So, but when you saw him going sideline to sideline. I think he flashed in the Clemson game, especially because you didn't expect much, and then you just kind of saw that throughout the year. So,
yep. Christian Harris, not necessarily surprised. He's a good athlete. He needs to work on the instincts. Marco Rodriguez, I was happy to see because he's the one he has good instincts. I question maybe the sideline to sideline speed, the athleticism. 4.52 kind of answers a little bit of questions. Kayvon Walker, Brandon Smith, man, he's super athletic. He just kind of stinks. And I think the biggest winner here is Chenal. I think a lot of people, he weighed in at 250 pounds, so he's a heavier, bigger backer. He didn't bench, but apparently if he did bench, he would have put up like 40 reps. Guessing we'll see him bench at the pro day. But that's a great time for him, I think.
It doesn't answer my questions about what he struggled with, which was missing tackles in the hole, and can he explode into guys? Like
he can explode into guys, but the short area quickness, can definitely a problem.
In the hole be explosive and get onto guys is like what I'm kind of.
Chenal is a guy that, in my opinion, it was just a little bit of reckless abandon by him.
Missed too many tackles, frankly.
But he also had tackles. He's a very aggressive downhill linebacker, and I think that when you're not catching guys like maybe a Brandon Smith does, you sometimes have some missed tackles. I like his film a lot more than you guys give him credit for.
Yeah, well, that's for sure.
But he's a downhill linebacker, and yeah, I think there were some problems there, but he also racked up 120 plus tackles, 17.5 tackles for a loss, 9.5 sacks.
Yeah, but I'll go back to it. You do give me those stat numbers all the time, but when you watch Notre Dame, you watch Michigan, he's not showing up.
Yeah, COVID. So he had COVID before that. He was coming off COVID, bro.
I don't even know what you're talking about.
No, he did. Somebody commented on our YouTube when we broke down Chenal. He had COVID the first 2 weeks. Oh. He's recovering.
I guess we can use that.
I agree with you. Like, when you watch this film against Notre Dame, Michigan, it's like, where is he? Because all those stats, like he has a ton of stats. He's like leading the country in tackles, TFL, sacks. He's all over the place. But like you didn't really see it in those big games. Brian Asamoah, if you would have told me Chenal ran, I get it's only 0.3 of a second, but like it's good to see it for a Chenal fan. The haters like Dill, they hate to see it, but Chenal just quieted the doubters. Kind of going.
Jojo Doman is a surprising one because he's was really good coverage linebacker. I'm a little surprised to you.
He played like nickel at Nebraska. Yeah,
he was great at it. So yeah, I mean, not that I care that much, but it is surprising.
Yep. Devin Lloyd I think that's a solid. He's not like the twitchiest, greatest athlete that like when I see Micah Parsons comps, like it's just like they're completely missed. Like yes, does Devin Lloyd win off the edge blitzing? Yeah, he does. He's actually a very good blitzer off the edge. Everyone's like, oh, Micah Parsons. It's like Micah Parsons just on a different level of athleticism. That's about what I saw. I didn't see Devin Lloyd fly around the field.
I agree with that.
And then Josh Ross. Those are that's just too slow.
Especially a guy who's like, but he's a great that's what he was like. Part of his game was athleticism for sure.
Yeah, but he's also like more of an edge guy.
He also put some numbers up elsewhere just to.
And Josh Ross, those questions I think continue for Josh Ross because he's a very smart, good tackler. You worry about.
He's not the greatest athlete. But,
yep. Let's take a quick look at the. We'll take a quick look at the bench because I know that not many guys benched. There's not really much to. Did Terrell Bernard run the 40 actually? He might have
I
not.
don't even talk about him.
Because Terrell Bernard's an interesting guy. He did not run the 40. He would clock when he runs at Baylor. I think he's going to run a good 40. Check the bench, Chad Mumma, Devin Lloyd. There's not really too much to. That's a good number for Terrell Bernard because he's an undersized guy, but not much to talk about. Let's check the verts and broads on these guys for the backers. Channing Tindall. I mean, again, you see this on the film. He's an absolute freak. 42-inch vertical is absolutely disgusting. Neil Chenal, haters hate to see it once again. Then Malcolm Rodriguez. He might be a guy that I'm just might readjust my ranks a little bit on him just because the film's great. I worried about the athleticism, and he's testing all right. Brandon Smith. I thought Brandon Smith would be like the combine star here. He's kind of middle of the pack.
Yeah, I don't know, but I think what you saw was him chase down Smith and Jigba on one play, and everyone got all riled up. But you didn't see like a ton of like explosive like.
He's just not physical.
Flash. You didn't see a ton of flash plays across the field, so I don't know. Like, I didn't expect him to like kill it at the combine.
I thought he'd kill it. I thought he'd big time kill it. He looks great. It's just in my opinion, he's just not tough enough as a linebacker. That's probably my biggest knock on him. He just doesn't get downhill. Josh Ross again, kind of bottom of the barrel there. We get Christian Harris. Christian Harris, I'm not surprised at all about. Channing Tindall makes sense. Lil Shaw, man, he's just like upper echelon. Devin Lloyd continues to test out averagely. Again, his ball skills and his instincts, that's what has him as a first-round linebacker, more or less than his athleticism. And then Josh Ross again. So the big winners, who do you have as like your big winners from the linebackers at the combine? If you're probably gonna say nobody.
Chenal's obviously the like surprise because he did test incredibly well. I think like the Christian Harrises, the Tindalls, you expected them.
That's a confirmation.
Chad Mumma, I expected him to be athletic. Like I expected all that. So a little surprised. Asamoah didn't test a little better. Not that I'm like particularly concerned, but
yep, me too.
I don't know. Again, I think you didn't see. I don't think you saw a ton of red flags from guys you didn't expect to maybe see some.
Yep. Maybe JoJo.
Red flags.
JoJo. I don't know.
That's you could make that case. I mean, it's really not like I don't think when you're doing. He wasn't like the worst by any means, so I'm not like panicking, but.
Jesse Licata, this 4.89 might be a red flag. I don't know. That's pretty darn slow. I mean, D tackles,
especially for being a little bit more of an edge guy than an inside guy.
Let's move on to the edge, because this is what probably like everybody was most excited for. Mari Barno ended up breaking the combine record for a defensive end, 4.36. Again, his film I'm not in love with, but you gotta like what you saw, the athleticism. Sam Williams with the 4.46. I watched that live. He was moving. I was.
It's a good time for him.
It's a good time for him. Travon Walker. Everybody knew he was going to run fast. That is very fast for a guy who's 275 pounds. I don't think he's going to make it outside the top 20. Again, I'm not in love with him as a prospect. I'm not going to have a top 20 grade on him. I kind of have more of an early second round grade on him. But guys like that who test like that and are big like that don't last long in the NFL draft. So I expect somebody to go get him. If the Giants take him at 5 or 7, that'd be just wild to me. But
yeah, that'd be like take him over Ojabo, like guys who are putting up massive sack numbers.
That's what I said. I said that on the
dominating
on
the
video.
edge.
It's like Travon Walker just didn't have like the sack production that you necessarily want. Again, Georgia's defensive scheme maybe not really asking him to do all that much, but I wish you would have saw a little bit more. Boy Moffitt, he was a guy that like, he's going to test great. And I was like, I don't see it on the film. I wasn't that impressed with the film when I saw it, but tested very well. So that's good on him. KT ran a 4.58. He was moving. Jermaine Johnson kind of confirms.
It's a nice time for him.
Yeah, nice time for both of them. Mijay Sanders, this is the story of this. He weighed in at 223 pounds. Like that's Tiny.
Yeah, but I heard he had like a little bit of an illness, was throwing up a lot all week. So I don't know.
Was that what it was? 220.
That's what I heard. So I don't know. If I obviously don't know.
Yeah. Okay.
But again, it's like I'll wait for the pro day if there was really an illness, not like when you can't.
Me neither. I just when I saw it, I was like, wait,
228.
That's like
tiny. That's like small for a high school recruit at the end. So
that's really small. Dominique Robinson, I thought was going to be more because he's a former wide receiver. Josh Pascal got moving. You got to like to see that time out of him. Kingsley Engabare maybe struggled a little bit.
I agree, Kingsley. Yeah, he didn't kill it in the 40, but he had some other good moments in like the broad jump or vertical. One of the two. He was up at the top.
Let's check the verts then. Arnold Abichetti didn't run the 40, but had a good jump. Dominique Robinson, there you go, kind of that athletic freak, had a good jump. George Karlaftis. Josh Pascal, man, good for him. That's some good times or some good numbers.
Oh, yeah, Kings.
There you go, Kingsley. I'm not in love with his game. I know some people are.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think the film was consistent, but God, he had some moments where if he can do that more often, he'll be really good.
Zachary Carter is just continues to be. I think he's more of a tweener than he is like a versatile guy. I don't think he can really play inside, and I don't know if he has the burst and bend to play outside.
Yeah, I kind of wonder where he's going to go to.
Trey Williams, bottom of the barrel again for Arkansas. I know that's one of your guys. Again,
I went back and watched. I liked his game a little bit, but
yeah. And then Mari Barno again.
Same guys at the top, honestly.
Yep.
Really good day for Sam Williams. God, I didn't think he'd test like that.
Yeah, me neither. Me neither. It was a good day for him. And Trey Williams again. Zachary Carter, he's more of like a flex. Do we see DeMarvin Leo ran a 40, but I think he's grouped in with the defensive tackles. Check these 3 cones and shuttles. I know Hutch dominated. Again, that Hutch is like he's a good athlete, but what he really wins with is he's just an elite mover. Like functionally, he's a great mover. He uses hands very well. That's it's not like the raw explosiveness, although he tested fine. Like it wasn't like a problem. But where he makes his money is he's a great mover. 3 cone, I believe he was at the top of the shuttle as well. So Hutch kind of dominated where you thought he was going to dominate. There's Trey Williams. Here you go. Get moving, big dog. Did he have a good 3 cone too?
There weren't a ton of guys running that, but
no. That's true. Maybe he's like, yeah. Who are your winners for the edge? I think Sam Williams is probably the guy. Sam Williams
had a hell of a day. I'm good for him, and obviously a productive guy on the field. I don't think you didn't always see the play athleticism maybe that you'd see in a Hutchinson or some of those top end Kayvon top dogs.
Yep.
But yeah, he put good numbers out and obviously produced in a really good conference. So good day for him, I'd say.
So let's move on to the defensive tackles, which kind of stole the show.
Flying. Dudes were flying.
They stole the show, and I'm gonna have a take that you're gonna hate and you're gonna argue with.
Probably.
But I'm gonna bring it to the table. Jordan Davis has a top 20 grade for me now.
Well, he's always had a top 20 for me, so I don't know why.
He changed dramatically. I had him outside the top 20. I was like, what are you going to draft a kind of just a run stop 2-gapper in the top 20? That athleticism he showed, how he got moving, you can mold that into some pass rush. You certainly can. I mean, he just was and Devontae Wyatt too. Devontae Wyatt had less concerns about, but Jordan Davis is like, can this guy rush the passer? He's a good enough athlete where you can teach him.
I don't even get it. Like, really the problems he had was he was just getting worn down. Yep. He just wore – and again, the college game is really fast, especially in the SEC with teams like Ole Miss, Alabama.
Yep.
Like, those teams are going no huddle every time they touch it, and they're just going. And he was a super active D tackle. Like, that's one thing in the run. He was giving 1,000% effort. He was not just holding blocks. He was penetrating on doubles and making plays in the backfield. So, like, his game is a high effort game. And he did look tired at times, but I also think you saw the flash of pass rush and being able to work on guards on the edge. Like, I mean, Aaron Donald does that the best. That's what makes him so good is he can rush a guard like he's playing a defensive end role and bend around him and make plays. You saw that in the title game against Bama one time out of Jordan Davis. So that's what makes me think, like, you slow the game down and you give him a chance to catch his breath, like he could be a much bigger force in the pass rush than people.
And he didn't have that many reps against the pass rush because he's a first and second down player. And when you're so deep like Georgia is, just have a fresher guy come in you kick Travon Walker down inside and give Jordan Davis a blow. He didn't have that many pass rushing snaps either. I'm going to go rewatch him again and just get myself a little fired up for him because I feel like I just had
you just saw the moments where in the announcers really just sewered him too when he did it. Like, oh, look at Jordan Davis. He's just too tired. You take the one play, and I feel like they did. They just butchered him in one of the SEC championship game plays, and it was on a bad, like when Bama scored or something, and then they just eviscerated him for it. So I think it's like a little unfair. Some of the media did.
The Georgia guys just absolutely killed it. Perrin Winfrey, again, I'm not surprised at this time. He's a very good athlete. He said in his interviews that he felt like he was playing the opposition a little bit, but just doing what the team needed him to do. I love Perrin Winfrey. I have a first-round grade on him. I had him over Jordan Davis. I'm starting to rethink that. I got to maybe go back and watch both of them a little bit. Travis Jones,
he's good.
He's
our guy.
He's really good. He's really good.
Been beating the Travis Jones drum forever.
Haskell Garrett, he just looked like
for more of a finesse tackle, I think you'd like to see a little more athleticism.
But he just looks small and he is smaller and he just like doesn't like when you look at a guy like Jordan Davis, Devontae Wyatt, even Chris Hinton, you're just like, I want those guys, not Haskell Garrett, who's just kind of a short meatball. I don't know. That's probably a little too hard on him, but like, I wasn't like that impressed with like anything he really does. John Ridgeway was crawling. He was a guy that was just like, and I get it. It's not his game, but he just looked very slow out of the stance. And again, they put a lot of emphasis on the 10-yard split, like your get off. I know like the Bosa's don't necessarily test super well with their 40, but have a disgusting 10-yard split. So maybe we can go back over those when we get those. But I know that's what a lot of the guys kind of put emphasis on. Noah Ellis, ROC likes this guy. He is a big dude, 340 pounds. I think he'll still be like a day 3 pick as like a 2-gap run stopper.
Yeah, but that's where you could argue maybe like you don't see a ton of guys shake out well running much that slow. Like a Danny Shelton, I think comes to mind.
Neil Farrell as
really weak 40 as good as the play may have been. And
Neil Farrell, I didn't see Noah Ellis run his 40, but I saw Neil Farrell and he just like it just looks so slow. Like the dude,
it looked like he stumbled a bit.
Yeah, and maybe that's just because he's not a good athlete, but like it's just such a difference between you see Jordan Davis and a couple of guys later, Neil Farrell, and it's just like two different
those are big, smooth athletes at the top, like really good out of them.
And Devontae Wyatt, Jordan Davis is more of like I think he's just a smooth runner. Devontae Wyatt's just explosive and fast. Like his legs were humming. And did many of them bench? No, nobody benches. Nobody works out at the combine anymore. That's a shame.
Oh, shut up. They shouldn't.
Jordan Davis jumps out the gym 32 inches. That's higher than like Josh Ross. This guy is just a good athlete, man. Neil Farrell.
Yeah, I mean, he was not.
He's not going to get picked. I just don't think he's going to get picked.
JD. Oh my God, look at him killing.
Jordan Davis is shoving it in my face right now.
Dude, Travis Jones and Jordan Davis for absolute hammer, like gigantic tackles were freaking awesome.
Yeah, Travis Jones lost some weight. He weighed in at 325, I believe.
He looked good. He looked strong.
He did look good. I agree.
Big giant arms. He looked sick.
Yeah, he looks really good. I don't think he's gonna be there outside the top 50, to be honest. I was hoping the Bills could maybe.
Oh, I think he might be screaming into that early second round conversation for sure.
Yeah, he's a really good ball player. All right, give me your top 3 winners, top 3 losers. Maybe not losers.
I mean, I don't want to say Jordan Davis was winner because he was my guy. Like that's my guy. Travis Jones, I think, really showed out.
Yep.
I mean, I don't know. The top guys were the best athletes, kind of. Is like
Sam Williams,
so,
I
like,
think.
it doesn't. It's not gonna. Oh, you're talking going.
Yeah,
back to
just give me your
DNs.
overall. Yeah, overall.
For the D tackles, I think the summary for me is the top guys were the top athletes pretty much all day.
Yeah,
So
good
like
point.
good for them. They didn't change their position much because they were the top dogs either way. But DNs, yeah, Sam Williams, I'm really like good for him. Had a day on the field. I don't think you saw it always in the film, but they also were playing a 3-man down line, so I don't know. That does mess with your ability to be a pass rusher. So
yeah, I think my 3 winners are one, a guy like Troy Anderson logging that fast of 40. You saw it on the tape, but it's kind of hard when you watch like him or Chad Mumma. Like, is he that fast, or is just the other players around him playing a little slower? And it's probably a mix of both. But Troy Anderson with the 4.42, that's really impressive. Channing Tindall again, he just confirmed it. And he's a guy that maybe there's a little bit more emphasis on the combine because you didn't see as you only had 600 snaps in his career at Georgia. So you're drafting him. Yes, you put out good film in the limited snaps you had this year, but you're drafting him based on those like athletic traits, and he confirmed those. And then Jordan Davis is my biggest winner because he changed the narrative that I saw around him. And the narrative
for the haters, like you.
Yeah, like me. Yeah, absolutely. Like me. I didn't necessarily believe that he could develop into being a pass rusher.
Got to give it a second look without the lens of whoever was calling the SEC title game.
I deserve to give him a second
hammering him.
It's so hard to watch Georgia film though, because I just get super distracted by like N'Kobe Dean and Channing Tindall. Because I get
distracted because they're swallowing.
They're just it's like everybody. Plays don't even develop
in the field.
It's just like everybody like
you just gotta watch a little against Bama.
I need to watch him like a racehorse and just like only see him because it's just so hard. There's one guy flashing at every different play.
Yeah.
Anyways, that's a wrap. Maybe again, I'm not changing my ranks, but the Michigan guys maybe didn't test quite as well. There was a lot of hype going into the Michigan boys. I thought David Ojabo might blow up to 40 a little bit more than he did. Again, it's not like I'm freaking out about it, but
I mean, he was like still really good.
Yeah, he was solid 4.55.
That's what
also raised my hand. KT also I was raising my hand. Thanks for calling on me.
Weird.
KT also, I think, just reminded people like he's still that dude. I think there's like this narrative that he like doesn't care about football. And
people like they're just getting bored, so they're finding reasons to just hate on prospects who are awesome.
He wore sunglasses.
Kayvon Thibodeaux he's a top 3 pick. I don't care if he wore the sunglasses on the field, inside, whatever. It's like, the play was awesome. Good.
And he also benched 27. People don't give him enough credit for like they always just assume Hutch is like, oh, Hutch is better against the run. Like KT was also like elite against the run, like standing tackles up. Like he's really good.
Yeah, people I don't know, they're just finding reasons to quibble on prospects who are great.
Yeah.
It's like they're probably gonna start talking bad about Kyle Hamilton soon. It's like, well, the guy's awesome.
Once Dax Hill dusts him in the 40, maybe. Dax
Hill did say he's coming for a 4.2 and he might do it.
Is that what he said?
He said he's feeling fast in training.
Oh, I love it, dude! I'm so excited because he's like been my guy the last couple of weeks. I
know you're really finding a needle in the haystack or a gem in the rough.
I'm high on him. I have him as
we all don't know he's great.
No, I'm on him. I'm on him.
No.
Everybody has him. I've been on him. I've been on him. So I'm a big.
I don't know what world you're living in. You're not on him. Everyone's on him.
All right, that's a wrap on day 3 of the combine. I'm excited for more of the pro days because there's a couple of guys that I wanted to see work out that didn't work out. Surprised N'Kobe Dean didn't. I don't really know the story behind it, but combine goes on last day tomorrow.
He's too good. He's too good for the combine.
And he doesn't need to work out for me. Like if he doesn't work out, that's fine with me. I wanted like someone like Derek Stingley to work out. Him not working out maybe is
like the Senior Bowl when you got Jim Nagy giving an offer to like Joe Burrow to go be at the Senior Bowl. Like, dude, no thanks.
Yeah.
I don't really need the Senior Bowl.
Yep. That'll do it. Appreciate you guys for obviously always rocking with the ROC Boys. We'll be back tomorrow night to wrap up day 4 of the NFL Combine. We might just do like a little overview of our top guys, maybe some ranking adjustments. But as usual, appreciate you guys watching, and we will talk to you guys later. Peace.